Hey everybody, Joy here. Happy Sunday morning. It's September 11th, 2022. And of course, every time September 11 comes around, we remember our brave heroes that went through that horrible day rescuing those people. My goodness, why don't they show that on TV every single day? Why don't they teach it in our schools? Why don't they teach reading, writing, and arithmetic? Oh my goodness, the most horrible things are going on in this world, and I hope all of you are seeing it and realizing it and ready to make a huge change for the future of our beloved America. Where did I get off onto that? I guess because it's 9/11. Anyway, God bless all those families that lost people that day. So why am I here? Because Jerry's studying. Jerry's decided he wants time to study before we do Sunday school. We have another channel, you all know, called Shine. And every Sunday after church, we sit together at the table, and we're going through Proverbs right now. We're up to Proverbs 4 today. So he likes to read it ahead of time and make notes and things. And I don't, because if I make the notes, I just forget to look at them. And I don't want to talk for 3 days about it, you know. So anyway, he's more comfortable that way. I said, fine, I'm going upstairs. Call me when you're ready. So the main reason I'm here is for, I believe her name is Renee. Forgive me, but I think it's Renee, is making a pattern of this quilt. Everybody loves this quilt. I love this quilt. I think if I could only keep one quilt, I would keep this one, and I didn't even make it. I bought it on eBay. I mean, the quilt top. You know, y'all know that I put the sandwich together, and I put it on my long arm, and I did all the quilting and the borders and everything. But I did not make the initial quilt top. I paid $75 for it. Amazing. Oh, whoever was making them isn't there anymore. And if I had been smarter than the average bear back then, I would have bought, she had a whole bunch of them. She probably had a dozen of them, all different ways and different patterns, and they were all wonderful. But I just didn't realize, you know, I hardly knew how to quilt at all, and I was basically into appliquing. I was making the Route 44, is that right, Route 44, Route 66? I think it's Route 66 quilt back then that hangs downstairs in the hallway, because that's the only place there's a wall big enough in this house to hang that quilt. So if y'all haven't seen that quilt and you want to see it, let me know and I'll show it to you again. But Renee wanted to see this whole quilt up into the corners and everything so she could draw it. So I'm going to take the camera off, and for whoever's interested, I'll do a close-up, because, you know, you make it in sections. You make a quarter of it, and you make 4 quarters, and so this quarter is the same as this quarter, the same as this quarter, the same as this quarter. And then you just bring them all together, see? So I'll do a close-up for you. Let me grab my camera. Hopefully that shows up. I'll add light to it. Let me get away from that window, it might help. I can't move this screen over here for reasons that you all know. There you go. I think you can see it better now. Oh, it is amazing. I named it Oh My Stars. You know what? I'll take a picture of it. So I have a new plan. I'm starting a new thing today, this very day, because I'm done with Mr. B's birthday surprises. He knows they're up here, and he knows I've been working on them. And I'm actually going to bring him up here that day to open his presents, because that way I don't have to wrap them all, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it'll be a fun birthday this year. God willing, and the creek don't rise. So here's my new plan. You want to know my new plan? My new plan is to turn on those 2 embroidery machines in there. I have a Solaris The first one that came out, Solaris, although when you buy the $1,000, $1,200 upgrades, it always keeps it the same as the newest one. I think the newest one is called the Vision. It's the third one, and it's called the Vision. But I don't know if I want to spend $1,200 for some new designs I'll probably never use and another magnetic hoop. I've never used the first one, so y'all let me know if I need to buy that or not. So I'm going to make some, this is a woven. I'm going to go get some solid wovens out of my stash. And I bought yesterday, I buy a lot of my designs from embroiderylibrary.com. Its website is emblibrary.com. And I have bought many of their designs over the years. I'm sure well over 100. And every time I've sewn them out, I have had very good turnouts. And I can make them bigger or I can make them smaller to a certain degree. And they seem to sew out just fine. So yesterday, I bought one. I was looking for fall or autumn designs. And they had one, which I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, I know why it was. I was going to say I'm not sure why it was in the fall and autumn, but the reason it was is it's a bicycle. It's a purple bicycle, and it has a basket on the front, and the basket has a big pumpkin in it, and then these leaves all around it, and these tendrils, and I think it's so cute. And I'm not one of those people that wants to make a top and put embroidery here, and embroidery here, embroidery here, embroidery here, embroidery here, embroidery all over the place, and people see you and they go, oh, she's got an embroidery machine. I want the design right here in the middle where it belongs. Or up here, left shoulder, or right here. That's really, sometimes I'll put one here and maybe a little border matching it down here, or make it crawl over my shoulder, but these things people make that just have little pieces of embroidery everywhere, I don't care for that. If you love it, hey, you do it. At least you use your embroidery machine and don't just sit in there like a giant paperweight doing nothing year after year. And so I've also got an Elissimo. And I bought the Elissimo, goodness, 12, 15 years ago. I think it was 2012. So how many years is that? 2012? That's 10 years ago. And actually, I think the warranty on it, I think the service, you get 1 year free service or 2 years free service or something. I think it expired in 2012, so probably bought it in 2010. And I love that Elissimo. And as far as I can tell, the Elissimo and the Solaris are just as good as each other. They do the same thing, except the Solaris has a camera. How much have I used the camera? 0. So I need to get back into that. Another thing I need to get back into is my Artista software. I have several thousands, I'm sure, in the Artista software from Bernina, the Artista Designer Plus, where you can actually make your very own designs, or you can take a picture and it will automatically, take a picture of your cat's face and it'll automatically digitize your cat's face. I'm not into that, but I need to practice it. I need to learn all the new things that it does, but I don't enjoy so much sitting for hours and hours and hours watching tutorials. It's just so long. I was watching one the other day, and the lady was so slow, and I even speeded it up to 1.5. But I learned best by visual instruction. That's how I learned to cut hair. I watched the girls cut my mother's hair for years when I was growing up. And I just, whoever's hair they were cutting, I'd just sit there and watch them. And I'd say, oh, this is how they hold their scissors. This is how they hold their comb. And this is how they part it. And I just thought, hey, I can do that. I started cutting hair when I was 11. So I need the instruction, but I don't like the sitting watching the long videos. So I don't know, maybe I need to put them here on the big screen TV and go over here and jump up and down on my what's that bouncy thing called? My trampoline. Something, but, and you have to pay, for the good instruction, you have to pay. And then the next thing that's kind of tedious is the instructions come from Germany or Russia or somewhere, and the people always have a thick accent. And that kind of gets on my nerves after a while. Everything gets on your nerves, Joy. Well, no, not everything. Okay, dear ones, this is Sunday. We have to get ready to do our Sunday school for Shine, and I'm going to go find some fabric in my stash. What I do is I just cut out the front, like if I was going to embroider this, which I wouldn't because it's a V-neck. If I'm going to embroider something, I'll do a boat neck because, you know, you have to bring it down really low if you've got a V. So, or if I'm doing a V, I'll just put the design here. So I'm going to go find some solid fabric, and I'm going to cut out just the front of the blouse. You remember the other day I wore the pumpkin? Everybody liked the pumpkin? I got that pumpkin. Where did I get that pumpkin design? Probably from Etsy. That's where I've gotten most of my SVG cut files. Go to Etsy and look up pumpkin SVG files, and you'll probably find it. I really, really like that one. So I'll just cut out the front. And remember, in my tutorials I've done in the past about embroidery, and I've done a bunch of them, I cut the front out and I cut it bigger. I cut it, you know, like a ½ inch bigger all the way around, because when you embroider something, it makes it pull in and shrink a little bit. And it might just shrink this way, up and down. It might just shrink sideways. It might shrink diagonally. It might shrink all over the place. You don't know. So that's how I do it. And I'll just cut out the front, and I'll go in there and put it in the hoop and embroider the bicycle. And of course, I will show it to you as soon as I get it done, probably tomorrow or the next day, because I want to have the whole blouse done. And we have to go back down to, I call it Nervous. The actual name, National Indoor RV Center, NIRVC. I call it Nervous. Viv named it RV Neverland. But our coach is still down there. We're still waiting for the warranty people. We paid for this huge extended warranty because we knew how many things are constantly having to be fixed when you own an RV. So we paid for this really expensive extended warranty. 72 Hour Man showed up last Tuesday, and we still have not gotten permission. NIRVC has not gotten permission to do the repairs, and they can't do them until they get approval from the warranty company. I just, what a racket, what a racket. They sure took our money immediately for it. So our little service rep is waiting for approval. Then it will go in, and probably everything will get fixed in one day, and then we can go back and pick it up. So that's what's going on with our RV. So I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day and a wonderful week ahead. And I'll come back and show you my embroidered top. Okay, my friends, I'll let you go for now, but I'll be back pretty soon.